The Albany train station was a ghost town at midnight, cloaked in fog so dense it choked sound itself. The 7:45 p.m. express from Chicago to New York loomed on Platform 3, its sleek silver body glowing faintly through its windows, casting jagged, inky shadows across the damp concrete. Ethan Carter, a 29-year-old journalist with a reputation for chasing dangerous leads, stood beneath a flickering street lamp, its sickly yellow light buzzing like a dying insect. His fingers gripped a worn leather briefcase, knuckles white, his face a tense mask of fear and determination. A distant train whistle sliced through the silence, sharp and mournful, blending with the acrid stench of diesel and wet pavement. Scattered papers from a black notebook fluttered across the platform, one caught on a bench, its crude sketch of a train and cryptic handwriting barely visible in the dim glow. 3 hours ago, in Coach B, Seat 23A had held a wiry, bearded man with a nervous twitch in his left eye. He'd been a bundle of nerves, dropping his phone twice, clutching this same briefcase, and checking his watch like time was a predator stalking him. Ethan, always sniffing out a story, had watched him closely. The man's faded jacket and battered briefcase stood out among the mundane passengers. A snoring businessman, a college kid glued to his phone, a family bickering over snacks. At South Bend, the man vanished without a trace, leaving the briefcase under the seat. Ethan, driven by instinct, unzipped it and found a black notebook packed with frantic handwriting, names of Senator Hargrove, tech CEOs, a police chief, paired with numbers that screamed payoffs. One page bore a sketch of a train, an arrow pointing to Seat 23A. Under the seat, a hidden metal box held a USB drive and a note. Platform 3, Albany Station, midnight. Bring the book. Ethan had plugged the USB into his laptop on the train, heart pounding. The grainy video showed the bearded man in a warehouse, whispering urgently, "Hargrove's the ringleader. Billions laundered through Orion Solutions. The evidence is on the train." The video cut off abruptly. Before Ethan could process it, a tall woman with predatory eyes slid into Seat 23A, her scarf hiding half her face. "That's not yours," she hissed, voice low and steady. "Some stories get you killed." The train lurched. Lights flickered, plunging the coach into darkness. When they returned, she was gone, but a new page in the notebook bore a warning in red ink. "Stop," or "You're next." Now, on Platform 3, Ethan's watch read 11:50 p.m. He'd uploaded the video to a secure server as insurance, but his pulse hammered like a drum. The fog swirled, thick and oppressive, as if hiding unseen eyes. The scattered papers on the platform danced in the breeze, one showing the train sketch and phrases like, "The key is hidden." Ethan clutched the briefcase, the USB's metal glinting in his pocket. He wasn't here out of bravery, but a stubborn need to know. A journalist's curse. The note's instructions were clear, but every instinct screamed trap. The fog parted, and a figure emerged. A man in a black hooded coat, face obscured, a gun gleaming in his hand. "You have it?" His voice was like gravel, rough and cold. Ethan raised the notebook, gripping the briefcase tighter. "What's it worth to you?" The man stepped closer, gun steady. "Your life. Hand it over, or you don't leave this platform." Ethan's mind raced. Running was suicide. The fog wouldn't hide him for long. Stalling might buy seconds. But for what? The USB was his only leverage. "The video's online," he said, voice steady despite the sweat beading on his forehead. "Kill me, and it exposes Hargrove, Orion Solutions, the whole syndicate." The man froze, the gun wavering slightly. A low chuckle rumbled from the hood. "Smart, kid, but you're out of your league." Before Ethan could respond, a gunshot cracked the air. The man in the coat crumpled, blood pooling on the platform, a dark trail glistening under the street lamp. Ethan spun, heart slamming, expecting the scarf-wearing woman. Instead, it was the bearded man from the train, alive, his pistol smoking, his twitch more pronounced. "Run!" he shouted, grabbing Ethan's arm. They sprinted through the fog, footsteps pounding, shouts echoing behind them. The bearded man shoved Ethan into a waiting taxi. "Drive!" he barked at the driver, who floored it into Albany's dark, empty streets. "Who the hell are you?" Ethan demanded, clutching the briefcase, the USB's glint catching his eye. "Jack Ramsey," the man panted, his twitch flickering under the passing streetlights. "I was their accountant. Saw too much in their books." "What's on the USB?" Ethan held it up, its metal cool against his palm. "Proof. A syndicate. Hargrove, tech moguls, cops. Billions laundered through Orion Solutions. I was supposed to disappear. Didn't work." Ethan's phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Give it up. Nowhere to hide." He showed it to Jack, Who's CEO? Cursed. That's Claire Voss, syndicate enforcer. She never misses. The taxi screeched to a stop in a shadowy alley. Jack tossed the driver a wad of cash. Forget you saw us. They slipped through foggy back streets, the air thick with tension, and reached a rundown warehouse with boarded windows. Inside, a single bulb flickered, casting stark shadows. Jack powered up a battered laptop and played the USB's video again. It named Hargrove, Orion Solutions, dates, and account numbers. A roadmap to corruption. We leak this, Ethan said, his journalist's instincts roaring. Every major outlet, they'll bury it, Jack warned, his voice grim. Or us. We need someone clean, untouchable. Ethan thought of Rachel Nguyen, a reporter at the Post, known for her integrity. I've got a contact, but we need to move fast. The warehouse door rattled violently. Claire's voice slithered through the cracks. Carter, Ramsey, time's up. Jack thrust the USB at Ethan. Back exit. Go now. Ethan hesitated, but a gunshot rang out, followed by a grunt. Jack. Ethan sprinted to the rear, bursting into an alley. He flagged a passing car, an older woman behind the wheel. Downtown fast, he said, diving in. As they sped off, he drafted an encrypted email to Rachel, attaching the video and scans of the notebook's key pages, his hands shaking. The car's radio crackled. A shooting at Albany Station, Platform 3. Jack was likely dead. The driver dropped him at a 24-hour diner, its neon sign buzzing like the street lamp. Ethan slipped into a booth, laptop open, and sent the email. Seconds later, Rachel texted, Got it, this is explosive. Stay safe. But safety was a pipe dream. Claire Voss was still out there, and the syndicate wouldn't stop. Ethan glanced at the briefcase, the USB in his pocket. The scattered papers burned into his memory. The diner's windows reflected the fog outside, and in its depths, he saw a shadow move, Claire's scarf fluttering. He'd wanted a story, but he'd stumbled into a war. The chase was far from over.